That was stupid. Okay, I'm trying to do a new intro instead of trying to do the old entrance from over here thing, but I'm still working on it, getting a few kinks out. So Don't Breathe. It was produced by Robert Tappert, who did the original Evil Dead movies, the first three movies. It was written by Rado Sayagus, or Sayagus, I apologize for not getting the name correct. And it was written, produced, and directed by Fede Alvarez, who did the remake for Evil Dead. Or is it a sequel, or is it a reboot? Let's not get into that right now. Don't Breathe stars Jane Levy as Rocky, Dylan Minnette as Alex, Daniel Savato as Money, and Stephen Lang as the Blind Man. Alright, the plot of the movie. It's about three delinquents who live in Detroit who are breaking into people's houses and robbing them of their possessions so they could turn the possessions over to someone for cash, and they could take that cash and get the fuck out of Detroit. Money gets a tip from their source of income that there is a house that has a old ex-veteran of Army/military living there, and he's sitting on top of $300,000. And so they stake out the house, and they realize this old man is not only an ex-Army military veteran, but he's also blind as well. So in their eyes, they think this is going to be an easy hit like the rest of them. No, it is not. I at first thought that this was going to be a hard movie to swallow because it's a effing blind man. How hard could it be to outnumber this guy? But no, it truly is hard to outnumber him. Alright. I paid $10.45 to see this movie. It's 88 minutes long, and alright, let's delve into the specifics of the movie. The movie's strong suits lies in the acting, the cinematography, and I will say the writing to an extent. Alright, the acting is the strong suits, namely Jane Levy as Rocky and Stephen Lang as the Blind Man. These two are really good. In the sense that they got me to like this woman even though you have to hate her. Actually, you know what? While she did really good and the acting is really competent, I still love and hate this character, but I will get into that in spoilers. I'm going to do a spoiler video after I do this. I would include it in this video, but I just tried that and it exceeded, it went way too long, and I can't leave that in there. So this is, if you're wondering how many takes I've done this already, it's been 4. I shouldn't really say that. I apologize. So acting-wise, Jane Levy really stood out to me. She did really good with the Evil Dead Remake 2. I think she's still on the show called Suburgatory. That may have ended already or got canceled. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't heard about that in a while, but from what I heard, she does really good in that show too. Stephen Lang, I've seen him in 2 other things. I've seen him in the Avatar movie. Not the Airbender movie, the Blue People Navi James Cameron movie, and he plays the army guy, and he played the reporter Freddy and Michael Mann's Manhunter. So in that aspect, both those two do really well. Not to say Daniel Savato as Money or Dylan Minnette as Alex did any bad or anything. If anything, Dylan Minnette stood out to me as playing a good character. But overall, I could say this movie, well, it was really tense. No doubt. This movie was really tense. It just wasn't that satisfying, I guess. But I'll get into that with the spoiler video. So again, acting is a strong suit. The cinematography is also a strong suit. A little bit of a spoiler. The movie opens up from like a bird's point of view, like up in the sky. It's like a drone shot, and it just basically the camera comes all the way down from like 50 feet up in the air and comes down on the street. It's kind of a long take. It was a really good shot. When the delinquents first get into the house, it's about a 2, maybe 3 minute scene where the camera is just going all throughout this entire house. It goes up through the floorboards and shows us what's upstairs. It's really good. It gives you the layout of the house so you as the audience know exactly where everything is at, and so you know where the exits are and how for these people can possibly get out of this house. I mentioned the writing. I will say the writing is good to the extent that I didn't hate these characters as much as I thought I was going to. Because when I first saw the trailers and promos for this movie, I thought there's no way this movie's going to be that good because these kids, these people are delinquents, they're breaking into people's houses, they're robbing them of their possessions, and already I don't like these characters just by hearing them. But in the first 15-20 minutes of the movie, they try to give these characters some characterization. Namely Alex and namely Rocky. Money does have some motivation, but he's literally just doing it for the money. Money's doing it for the money. As always, money does it for the money. As always, money's doing this for the money. Okay, I'll stop saying that. I would just keep saying it until that gets funny, but it's not going to get funny. So, okay, acting, cinematography, writing, special effects, I can't really get into unless I were to get into the spoilers, but I won't even touch on the spoilers because there really wasn't that much special effects to go off of. I will say that much. But special effects was decent, I will say, for what there was in the movie. I will say special effects was good. Production design, they designed the house to be old and creepy. Well, the interior at least. The outside looks like someone rich lives there, a little bit. But inside it looks like an abandoned house. Which I will say, to this movie's credit, does help with the setting. It's got a good setting, good tone. Lighting was good. There was a scene where the characters are completely in the dark and the movie goes into night vision mode. And I will say that was done really well. So overall with this movie, I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10. Would I recommend you guys seeing this in the theaters? If you're going with friends because you want to see a scary movie, I will say then by all means go ahead and see it as a matinee. I would go see it as a matinee. I paid $10.45 to see this movie. I went to a night showing. And I will say this, that the theater was packed. There was quite a bit of a line outside the door trying to get going to see this movie. And this theater was almost a little bit overcrowded. Not to say that's a problem, but that at least tells me this movie's already going to be a box office success. It's already getting good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and other review sites like We Watched a Movie. Who are the other guys I watch? Wow. Chris Stuckman and Bloodbath and Beyond. Angry Joe Show, not so much. I know I probably shouldn't reference those guys, but I didn't watch those guys until after I saw the movie about 3-4 hours ago when I saw it. And basically that was done so I can a little bit more comprehensively try to understand my own thinking process on this movie. Sometimes you gotta do that, I guess. But for now, I'll say 5.5 out of 10. If you're going with friends, go see it as a matinee. It'll be cheaper that way. But if you're going with like a date or something, if you're going with a date, then obviously take her to see the movie. She'll fall right into your arms. No, I'm kidding. But definitely take a date to see if you want to go see it. If you're just going to go see it by yourself or with just like one other person because you're interested by the concept of the movie, I would say either see it as a matinee or wait until the dollar theater. I would definitely say see it in the dollar theater. It'll probably still be packed in the dollar theater by then. I mean, hell, the Purge election year was still packed. Surprisingly. Yeah, let's not harp on that movie. So yeah, 5.5 out of 10. So let's delve into spoilers. Go to the next video.